Hi everyone, welcome back. I am going to do a very brief video on my favourite current favourite SPFs. These are all what I would describe as SPFs appropriate for city wear. Yes, you could use them if you were on holiday in a city. If you were lying on a beach, I would go for a more beach SPF. So these are city SPFs, daily SPFs, if that makes sense. I am not going to go into huge detail about SPF and the different types and yada 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 because I have covered that to death previously, and I will link below. I did 2 videos with Dr. Lens, I've done a cheat sheet, I've done blog posts. It's all there, it does not need rehashing. What I will do is give you the SPF content, assume it's broad spectrum, I will tell you definitely, and if it's tinted or not, and therefore is it going to cause you some ash colouring if you're a darker complexion. So let's start, shall we? Let's go straight in with Zelens, just because Daily Defense Sunscreen broad spectrum SPF 30. This could be a challenge. This is Dr. Lens's SPF, which of course is not, there we go, ish. There we go, hey. Dr. Lens is one of the top men worldwide for melanoma. He's a cancer specialist, he's a consultant, plastic surgeon, everything you could possibly think of. If you have a mole and you are famous, there's only one man who is going to chop it off for you, and it is this man. He is of the thinking that to go above SPF 30 is pointless. It gives you a false sense of security. It gives you, I think the difference between SPF 30 and SPF 50 is 2%, or it's not even that. I'll link to the videos below. It's worth watching those videos if you haven't, because he's very honest. This is a beautiful cream. Now, the difference with this and the others, I'm going to get up and show you, is you could use this as a moisturiser if you wanted to. So if you were particularly oily, if you were combination skin, if you were somewhere where it was really humid and really hot and you were just like, oh, I do not want to use a moisturiser and an SPF on top, you could use Daily Defense. It is obviously broad spectrum, and the active ingredients are octinoxate, octisalate, octicrylene and avobenzone. I'm going to link to these all below, obviously. So like I say, loads more information on these SPF and previous SPF stories linked below. Radical, and that is untinted. Radical Skin Perfecting Screen SPF 30 non-chemical sunscreen, UV broad spectrum high protection. Shake well before use, apply after your moisturiser before sun exposure. So you shake, rattle and roll. Don't do that. And this one is very lightly tinted. Oh God, why does so much have to come out? So that you won't be able to see, but that is a sort of mink colour. It's not white. And then that is what it looks like comparatively. So it's not particularly ashy. I don't see it giving you a problem if you're a darker complexion. I really like this. It feels like it gives you enough protection, and it gives you enough protection. Let's assume that all of these have been tried and tested and they all give you protection, number one. This one also feels lovely on the skin, has a lovely velvety texture. I like it. A shout out to probably my favourite, my two favourite SPF people ever, and these are their city versions. Now, when I'm going on holiday, I always take the sunscreens from these 2 brands with me. This is Clinique and Clarins. The Clarins UV Plus is SPF 50, translucent, UVA, UVB, oil-free, day screen multi-protection. It looks like that. I'm going to get closer so you can see. Looks like that. And then the Clinique, you will well know, it is City Block Sheer, and there's an SPF 25 and an SPF 40. They're both brilliant products. The Clarins, whoops, is not tinted. The Clarins is white. Sorry, I'm all fingers and thumbs. Let me put that one there. And the Clinique, please hold caller, is tinted. So you can see the difference. Clarins is white, Clinique is, again, maybe caramel coloured, but they both work brilliantly, and they will not leave you ashy if you are darker. All broad spectrum, UVA, UVB, lovely. A little more high end, but I really like them, which is really annoying. This is Clinique, Chanel Daily Defender UV Pollution SPF 30 and 50. It's two 30ml sizes like this. They come like this. Bear with. Sorry, maybe I should have given that one a shake. They look like that. I think there is definite fragrance there, so if you do not want fragrance, this is not for you. However, if you're okay with fragrance and you love the smell of Chanel skincare, then that is for you. Now, the reason I put this in here is I know doctor brands generally are the gods of SPF. This Chanel SPF feels like silk. That's all I can say, really. I will put a link below so you can. And if you're near a Chanel counter, just go and check the SPF yourself and have a feel. Feels amazing. And I think something that we touched on in the previous SPF videos is it is really important to use an SPF that you like the smell of, the feel of, the application of, and the look of, because if you don't, you will not use it, and that defeats the whole purpose. It's one thing to buy an eye cream and go, oh, I don't really like the smell, so I haven't used it. It's another to buy an SPF and not use it. Like, you have to use it. And you know, texture, touch, smell, it all comes into the package. And the Chanel one is divine. Four more. Okay, this one is much more user-friendly price-wise. This is La Roche-Posay ANTHELIOS. It is an old favourite. Do the shake and back. Now I'm showing my age. It looks like this. It is a bit milky. I like it slightly thicker for application, but you can't say anything bad about this product. It does the job. It's SPF 50, UVA, UVB. I like the ultralight. I don't like the tinted one because I like to get my tint from makeup. Non-perfumed fluid. If you think, where do I start? I don't even know what to do with my face. I don't have a lot of budget to spend, but I know I need to buy a good one. You could do worse than to start with La Roche-Posay and ANTHELIOS. It is an old favourite for good reason. Okay, that is that one. Let's do these final three. SkinCeuticals Mineral Radiant UV Defense SPF 50 High Protection Universal Tint. I have a problem when they say universal tint because it invariably is universal if you're white. It's not universal. Oh, goodness me, that comes out so quickly. If you are non-white, shall we say. However, I have tried this on darker friends and it does blend through. It isn't ashy. So that's fair enough on this occasion. It's not always the case though. So even if it says universal tint, if you are darker than olive skinned, check it on your hand first. Two left. One is kooky and I just really like it because it's a great feel for under makeup. And one is what I've been using in the clinic. MAESTRO UV Skin Defense Primer SPF 50 Giorgio Armani. Looks like this. Who'd have thought? And now, I'm not a fan of these bottles, as you'll know if you follow me on Instagram, but the product that's in it is lush. There is definitely some fragrance there. It feels, again, like silk. It feels like a beautiful primer. It's SPF 50. You can do wondrous things with makeup on top of it. My hands literally feel like cashmere now between all these SPFs. The Armani one was a nice surprise. Like I say, normally I'm all doctor, skin professional when it comes to sort of hardcore skincare products, which I would include SPF in. But Armani, Chanel, nice. And then this one, to finish, this one I have used on most of my clients because I've been using it for a couple of years myself. Is it a couple of years? I think it used to be in old packaging and that's why I was getting a bit confused. This is Kate Somerville. Daily Deflector. It looks like that. Thank you. And it looks like this. It's just what I like is the packaging is like this soft touch tube, but it has the applicator here and it comes out in a nice creamy lotion. It's not runny. The runny ones you have to be ready for. I like to just go, maybe not with that sound effect. Now this one smells like a proper SPF to me. Personally, I love the smell of SPF. If you don't, this one is not for you because this is SPF through and through. I love it. What can you do? All skin types, so I'll quickly do a quick recap, and like I say, these are just ones I'm using sort of this summer, as it were, and all of my previous SPF posts will be linked below. So, Kate Somerville Daily Deflector, great for all skin types and great as a moisturiser or on top of moisturiser, which is how I use it. Clarins, great for city people, sort of like a anti-UV, UV plus, there we go. There we go. I just want to make sure you can see the labels. Do you know what I mean, girls and boys? Chanel. Just come on. People need to see Chanel in focus. There we go. 30 and a 50. You wouldn't have thought it, but they have rocked that SPF. It is beautiful. Zelens, the king of melanoma, which I'm not entirely sure that's what he wants to be called, but let's just go with it. Zelens, brilliant daily defense. Could not get better. Radical, lovely, lovely SPF, SPF 30. Just like to give you options worldwide. Oop. Infamous, Clinique, City Block, beautiful, beautiful SPF. They are tinted though. And, oh, hang on, I'm gonna finish with that one. Giorgio Armani, beautiful SPF. Now, I would definitely give this a shout if you are using Armani foundations. They work brilliantly on top of it. And then bringing us home, the must-have, La Roche-Posay, ANTHELIOS. Like I say, I prefer my nails, I'm not this dark by the way, it's the light. I prefer the non-perfume, where is it, ultralight. Ultralight 50, cannot go wrong. You can use all of these on smaller people. I wouldn't bother, I would buy them either a kid's SPF, or I think the exception would probably be Marco's, because he always makes things like in this vein with a younger face in mind. But I would buy a dedicated sun cream for children, because then you know it's going to be a bit safer. Anyway, that's my current batch of SPFs. Ask me any questions below. If I can't answer them, I will ask the doc and he will answer them for you. And like I say, I hope that's been helpful. It wasn't meant to be a massive, you know, take on SPF. I've done that. It's been done and dusted. There's no need to go over it. Nothing's changed. It's all in the previous videos. I hope you'd enjoy watching this and those, and I'll see you next time.